Good evening. Good evening also to those on Zoom.
Good evening, sister.
And this whole month we have been talking about the powers, mental powers, the paradox of power. Last week, the power to love, and today, the power to discern. So let's start with a few moments of silence. In this silence, try and adopt this witness mindset, this observer mindset, neutral, impartial observer, like a witness, someone who is a witness to certain situation, but no thoughts generated, just neutrally observing. Oh, Shanti. Thank you. So, as we have been mentioning in the past Thursdays, whilst going through the different scenes of life, whilst dealing with different situations, different challenges, different people, we need different tools to deal with those situations. And different tools means we need powers, mental powers, to be able to, what is the word, sail through life. And to not let life make us confused, to not let life or life's situations, to not let them make us down or sad or hopeless or stressed out. You need certain tools to deal with it. And just like in any game, you need instruments to play the game. And like, for example, if there is a tennis, when one is playing tennis, balls are coming at you. So you need you need a racket to hit the ball, and you need technique to know how to use the racket and to hit the ball back. But if you play it well, if you master the technique, and if you master the racket, you don't need to make too much effort. because the power and the speed with which the ball comes, if you hit it at the right, in the right way, with the right angle, at the right moment, that same speed just goes the other way. That same force just goes the other way. And then your opponent has to deal with that ball that he had put so much effort and power in. So you could, one way to see life is uh, all kinds of balls are coming your way. And you need to, what do you need to do with balls? You have to hit them back. You have to deal with the balls. So, what is the equivalent of a racket? Hmm?
A response or a reaction?
Response or reaction? The intellect. No? And how to deal with situations, what thought to have at what time, how to respond in terms of your attitude, in terms of your actions. There is the need of this power to discern. Now, first of all, you have to recognize what is in front of you. But also, you have to recognize and discern what your aim is. It is useful to not just try to survive and deal with whatever comes on your plate, but what is your aim? What is your purpose? Because that will give, what is it? Guidance and direction to your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Now, same example of tennis. Now, if these balls are coming at you, but if you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, you don't know in which direction that ball is supposed to be going, you still won't be able to play the game right, no? So, in the same way, in this game of life, we need to be clear what is our aim. We need to be clear what is our destination. And if you are not clear, then how can you give direction to your thoughts, your words, and your actions? If you're not clear, how can you decide and discern what to do and what not to do? Now, a simple example, if you have a ticket for the train to take a train to Poughkeepsie, you need to know no, where you have to catch the train. And you need to know where the train station is. And if that is your destination, you have a time and you have aim to be there and you have aim to go to Poughkeepsie. And if you don't have that, you just have a ticket. You don't even know where to go. So you walk out of the door here, you don't know whether you have to turn left or right. You don't know if you have to walk straight or you have to go that way. You need to know what is your destination. Now, what do you use for that destination? I'm not sure if I'm saying this right.
Map.
Map? What is, yeah. But do you walk out the door here? First, you have to decide: do I go left? Do I go right? You have to decide. Yes, you need a map, but also left or right. You have to orientate. And you have to decide, and you need your destination. Now, if you're walking out the door and all kinds of other thoughts come, there is the somebody yelling, Baskin Robbins, Baskin Robbins, Baskin Robbins, here at the corner. Now, on the opposite of the street, someone is waving, saying, come, come here, there's a restaurant here. On the other side, someone is handing you a leaflet. Macy's is having 85% discount on everything. What will happen?
I go to Macy's.
Hmm?
I go to Macy's.
Yeah, you go to Macy's. So you change your destination. You change your direction. So I'm giving these simplified examples because this is what may happen very easily. We have an aim, we have a destination, but other thoughts come in. Let's do this. No, I want this. Let me do that. Why this? No, I want to sleep. All kinds of things. Or the phone rings, somebody else saying something else. And we get so distracted easily by all kinds of things. And if we don't have a clear destination, this is how our day goes. All kinds of thoughts just come in our mind, in and out, in and out. And we like a, I don't know. Hmm. So someone is saying, how can you decide what is the right destination? Hmm. Sometimes and there are so many possibilities at times. This is why it is useful to have a bigger picture of life and a bigger picture of our own life. But also, this is also why it is useful to reflect and meditate because there are few destinations that always apply. You know which one are those? The destination of being peaceful, the destination of being happy, the destination of being in truth, the destination of remaining free from bondage, the destination of maintaining harmony in relationships. And those are more subtle destinations. And that is not, oh, what is it, Grand Central, Metro North to Poughkeepsie. These are more subtle destinations. The purpose to serve or the destination to be grateful. And if we hold these more subtle destinations in mind, it becomes more easy to choose what to think, what not to think, what to say, what not to say, what to do, and what not to do in situations. Now, for example, say, there are what? There are 4 tasks to do, and somebody else invites you to do another task extra on top of that. Now, saying yes or no to that will depend on what is important for you at that more subtle level. Understand? If being peaceful, having time for the self, having time for meditation, having time to deeply reflect is important, then you won't cloud your agenda or you won't cramp your agenda. with a million things to do. And so the question that you were saying, asking, how do you know what is the right destination? In meditative reflection, it becomes clear what at a more subtle level is important for us. And to let that guide your actions. Now, in any interaction, say someone is a bit rude. Someone is a bit rude. Ego, what will ego do? Fight back. If I ask myself, what is the destination? What is my destination? What is my purpose? What is the aim of this relationship? Is it to fight? And tomorrow again fight? And day after tomorrow again fight? No. So then I should, at this moment at least, not fight back. Instead of throwing stones with my words and maybe even physical stones, let me shower with flowers. So this power to discern is very, very close connected with what is the purpose, what is the aim. And like we said, one thing is gross and physical aims, but what are more subtle aims? One time there was one patient, and he was, I think, in his 70s or so, and he was bedridden, and he was in a geriatrics clinic. And his wife would come 3 times a day to give him breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And in the morning, she would bathe him and put on clean clothes. And in the evening, she would make him ready for bed. And I saw that for years. I saw this for years. She would, do this. And one time he told me that he feels so ashamed because all his life, one time we were in this conversation and I asked him, so why? Because other patients were a bit jealous at him. He getting so much attention 3 times a day, family is there. But he feels uncomfortable. He said, because all my life, I have not given importance to her. All my life, it was not clear to me what truly is important. And then this is now coming, coming to him. And it really, I never forget that scene because I thought we so often don't pay attention to those who are with us on the, in our day-to-day activities. And we can easily neglect, easily ignore, easily be rude, and not hold a vision of the future in our mind whilst taking decisions and making choices right now. Power to discern. But let's go over to the board. So this is, who's this? Susie. This is Susie. And Susie has all kind of things going on around job, children, husband, family, social activities, hobbies, sports, all kinds of things going on, everything to juggle. And the children we have to go on vacation and then uh, don't know what they want to study, so they have to decide what to study, which college to go to, all kinds of situations going on in Susie's life. Now, there is a certain wisdom and a certain power to discern needed to dedicate time to each one of these. So if Susie internally, if this is Susie's mind, and then there is also the subconscious mind also there. But this is Susie's mind. So what is going on in Susie's mind trying to juggle all of this? Oh, and then also knee hurts and some high blood pressure is there, all kinds of things. And mother-in-law is coming for 6 months to stay. All kinds of things to juggle. So what is going on in Susie's mind in a situation, in a general situation? Yeah, so many thoughts. One thought want to address this, another thought about this, another thought about that, then another thought about that, then this one coming back, then this one coming back, then another one coming in between, and then all kinds of things, thought going on in the mind. No? Now, who and what has to organize this mind now? There is another function of the soul, which is called the intellect. Our intellect, our common sense. You could also say our wisdom. And the intellect has to discern which thought to hold in the mind and which not. Because at any moment in time, we can have only one thought. We can have many thoughts, one after another, but at any given moment, there is one thought, and then the next, and then the next, and the next. But what happens is one thought jumps to another topic, and then to another topic, and to another topic. So none of those thoughts have power. Because all the time, all kinds of different thoughts going on in the mind. You understand this? You observe this in your own mind? And if all these thoughts jumbled up in the mind all the time, nothing happens ultimately. Your head becomes heavy with a lot of thoughts. And very often we do very little of what all the things that were going on in the mind. Very little is brought into action. And so it is the task of the intellect to discern which thought to hold and which thought to dismiss or not to pay attention to. Now, and the first thought will pop up, but whether you stay with that thought or you create a second thought along the same line, That is the power of the intellect. That is your choice. Do I stay with this topic or not? No, so, like I said, you walk out, Baskin Robbins is there, restaurant opposite, Macy's, Grand Central. All these thoughts can come in the mind. But the intellect has to discern. Do I go to Baskin Robbins or not? Do I give space to those thoughts or not? First thought comes, but second thought is your choice. And so it is our choice to hold one theme in the mind for however long we want. And we need the power to discern which thought that should be, or which theme, you could also say. That doesn't have to be the same thought, but thoughts around the same theme. And which you choose depends on but as we were saying, your destination or your bigger picture, or the bigger picture or the bigger purpose of your life. And so this is where we need to reflect on what is the purpose of my life? What is the destination that I would like to reach in this life? From a spiritual perspective, what is the purpose?
To know my true self.
To know the true self, to live peacefully, to be happy. That it? To be being grateful,
To manifest your highest callings.
to manifest your highest calling. So what are those highest callings?
To be an awakened soul.
Hmm? One way or one angle to approach this, or maybe I should put it in the form of a question. Are we on this planet? Are we on this earth? Are we in this life to take? Or are we here to give? So what is our purpose? I mean, Darshana was saying very beautifully, to manifest, no? Our higher purpose. So this higher purpose is to serve. This higher purpose is to share with others our wisdom, our peace, our love at a more subtle level. Our purpose here is to play this game elegantly and royally, and to help others play this game of human life beautifully in an elegant way. If that is the purpose, then it becomes easy what to think, what not to think. Because some rubbish thought comes, and you think, is this in line with my purpose?
We share with others the knowledge we have acquired to reach that level of understanding and to those beautiful and nice experiences that we experience through the knowledge.
Yeah. So this power to discern is then also very strongly connected with what is purpose. What is your aim? I've been saying this in different ways. And so this power to discern is a very important power, but it is a power that is uh, uh, develops and grows and is used in a accurate way in the context of clarity of purpose, clarity of destination. Now, our psychologists tell us that that is the biggest problem of in today's world. People are not clear of their aim. People are not clear of their identity, but also not clear of their aim and their purpose in life. And this is where the spiritual perspective becomes so important. But there are people whose purpose is to want to be rich. For example, I'm just giving an example. I want to be rich. So they will use their mind and their discerning power to think thoughts and to perform actions in line with that purpose. There are people who want to be famous and they're single-mindedly focused on actions and situations that will hopefully bring them fame. So this power of discernment is used according to your aim, your focus, your purpose. So first of all, we need to be clear and decide what is our purpose. Now, there is purpose at this level, of course, and there is purpose of things that may be temporary in nature, that are not lasting. Is it useful and worthwhile to use your energy and your mind for things that are temporary in nature? Or do you use your mental energy, your power to discern, your mind, and even your body for things that are timeless, things that are eternal, things that are more subtle, things that will go with you on the journey, even if this body is not there anymore? Can we embrace that broader perspective? And then our discernment power would work in our favor. Anyone want to say anything or ask anything so far? You understand this difference between these thoughts that are in the mind and the intellect, the discerning power, what to do, what not to do, how to decide, what not to decide.
So I have a question. So if Susie here has all these things going on and she's not spiritually sound, how can she get to the point or a place where she can make this decision? Because her mother-in-law is coming for 6 months. She got kids getting ready to go to college. She's got a job. She's got all these things going on.
Yeah.
And although the ultimate goal may be for her spiritual soundness, but she's got all these life situations going on. So how does she get to a place where she can discern and like check these things off?
Yeah. This is one of the what to say, one of the results of meditation is it becomes clear what is big and important and what is secondary. And this is where when we were mentioning what is temporary and brings temporary results and what are lasting results. So those are, that is something that is one way to decide. What should I make big in my mind? And what should I make small in the mind? The other thing is, what will bring benefit for the self and for others, now and for the future? Those are the things to make big. And everything else should be in order of their usefulness. Simple example. All these life situations going on, and then there is the suggestion to meditate every day. So there will be many Susis who will say, I don't have time for that. Meditation is a luxury. That is not for me. I don't have time. I have so many things to juggle and to deal with. Hmm? So how to see that? The practice of meditation will make it clear for her what is timeless, what is not, what brings benefit for all in the long run, what not. The practice of meditation will bring clarity in the mind. And so when that is in place, then all these other things will be more easy to deal with. Understand? So in any situation, every moment, it is always the best approach to first start with seeing the biggest picture possible for you to see. The highest perspective possible to see. And then make your choices. Then take your decisions. Does it make sense, Sharon? Is it clear? Now,
Yes, makes
I
sense.
know there are others who are also having their hands raised, but just one quick, big picture from the spiritual knowledge, the Raj Yoga spiritual knowledge. So that knowledge says there is a physical world. That's not a big thing, that we all will know. But in this physical world, there are bodies, and there are human personalities, there are objects, there are all kinds of dynamics and dollars and your credit card and Zelle, and there is job and there is family and there is hobbies and entertainment and your cell phone, and there's vacation and different countries and religions, and it is Easter this weekend, and so all kinds of things going on in the physical world. But this is not the only thing that is there. There is a non-physical dimension. The world beyond sound, beyond change, beyond time, beyond matter. The world of the beings of consciousness. Souls. And that is who we innately and eternally are. And this is the world of origin. We have come in this physical world for what purpose? Hmm? To experience the physical world? to express our divine potential. What else?
Play our part.
We've come to play.
Our part.
We have come to play here, this game of human life. We are travelers, players. So these beings of light, all of us invisible experiencers, we have come in this physical world to play, to give, to express, to experience, to travel. And at some moment in time, we will go back again. And this journey can be of one lifetime, it could be of several lifetimes. No? Soul can take one body and then the next and then the next, till the end of the journey, and we will go home. Home of souls, family of souls, Supreme Soul. That is the non-physical dimension. And the real self is this living light, this being of light, and we have come here to play. This is a different world. So someone here is saying the question is why? In reality, that is not, at this moment, not important. We are here. Why we came, that is past. We have passed that station because we are here. So whilst we are here, let's find out how to play this game best way possible. And let's find out how we can be ready again to get back home. There is answer why, but at this moment we find ourselves here. But why is the same thing as what Jose was saying. We're coming to play. We're coming to express our divine purpose. But we forget. And so our immediate aim should be to remember again this bigger picture. And if this map is in my mind, as Vimal was saying, you have to watch the map. Vimal's still there? Yeah. You have to watch the map so that you can decide where to go. If this bigger map is always in our mind, then we know where we have come from. A bit more study and practice, but we will also know how this journey is. And we will know what should be the next step on the journey. But we will also know the destination of the journey. Now, we can be here in a beggar mode, feeling I need, I don't have, lacking. I want, I desire, beggar, victim, subservient, orphan mindset. Then this is a torture. I can be here in the mindset of and the awareness of our higher nature, our divine nature, and that we are here to express. I don't need this, this is extra game. Then we position very differently. And then the discernment power will also be different. What to do, what not to do. If I'm in the beggar mindset, I will choose to go check out the garbage can. If you're in the royal mindset, the angelic mindset, then you walk down Fifth Avenue with the feeling, all are my brothers. The attitude of at least having the vision of brotherhood and the vibrations of invisible, subtle feelings of love. Yeah, so, and we need to discern because thoughts will pop up. And this intellect that will say, no, this thought is useless. This thought is useful. This thought is elevated. Okay, I think, who was that? Natasha?
Yeah, thanks, sisters. Really great explanations so far. On your previous page, you mentioned the subconscious mind. So, what is the role of the subconscious mind as we start to focus on discerning the right thoughts?
Yeah. Simplified, no, there are all kinds of dynamics, but just to become more clear also is useful to simplify. But simplified in your subconscious are tendencies and inclinations and memories stored based on actions from the past. No? An action is not only a physical action, it may also be a certain thinking pattern that you have deepened from the past, a certain emotional response that you have over time repeatedly done, and it is stored in your subconscious as a tendency, as a habit, or as a certain response. Sanskars, memories, things from the past that we have experienced, that we have done, it is stored there in the form of patterns. And what is living in the subconscious mind, that also puts thoughts, it pushes thoughts in our mind. For example, say as a child, you had a dog and you used to play with this dog. So that impression, that memory is there, that behavior is there. So now anytime when you see a dog, you think, oh, you want to play with the dog. It emerges. It puts thought, oh, I also want a dog again. That memory, somebody else sees the dog but has no thoughts at all. Somebody else sees the dog and maybe have unpleasant thoughts of the dog. But because of your subconscious programming, you will have certain thoughts in the mind. And then it is up to the intellect to, in a neutral way, discern, is this thought useful or not? So for example, you may say, oh, I also want a dog. Then the intellect should say, that dog was 50 years back in the Caribbean where you had a huge garden. Here there is a little apartment, poor dog, this is not the time to have a dog. For example, the intellect discerns, is this a useful thought? Is this a useful action to do or not? Does that help?
Yes, it does. It's very helpful. Thank you.
Madhura?
Yeah, I just wanted to share something. You were speaking about the power to discern, and we also talked about how the Raja Yoga model looks at impermanence in life, where we are a soul and we don't take anything from this world to take with us when we go. So, in regards to that, I thought that the thoughts, words, and deeds, the karma that we sow today, that's what we take with us, even though we don't take any of our things like money or our property or anything that we accumulate in this life. We don't carry it forward into our next birth. What does go with us is our good thoughts, deeds, and actions, as well as our bad thoughts, deeds, and actions that we do in this life.
Yeah, and they go with us in the form of tendencies and memories that are stored in the subconscious. Yeah. Okay. Anyone else? Power to discern. So you develop the power to discern. Just I'm saying the same thing again and again, just from different angles. You develop the power to discern by filling your intellect with wisdom, by taking time in silence to reflect on all of these things. The second way. Third way is by more and more being clear about the bigger picture of life and of your part and who you truly innately are. So we need this spiritual study. This information needs to be clearer and clearer and clearer in our mind. It has to become the way we see things. And within this bigger picture, it becomes clear what is the destination, what is the purpose. And that infuses your power to discern what to think, what not to think, what to feel, what not to feel, what to do, what not to do, how to play the game and how not to play the game. Now, what? uh, as a kid, early teenager, no, before even like 10, 11, 12, we were like a group of friends. This was in the tropics in the Caribbean. And we had episodes of our favorite sports. So sometimes there was like weeks and weeks we only go swimming. Weeks and weeks we only play tennis. And then sometimes the time would come when we play, what is it? Soccer. Soccer? Yeah. And I used to love soccer, but I couldn't play soccer. I couldn't play very well. And so I was always the last one to be picked in the team. And what often used to happen is I got disoriented in the play. And few times I would score in my own goal. So, so, so all the friends got annoyed with me. And they used to tell me, you don't understand what, you don't know where the ball need to go. And then you make the whole team lose. I still had fun, but it was, we would always lose. No, so daily things, everything, you need that power to discern. Because I was not clear which way the ball have to go. So goes in the wrong goal. And then you lose the game. This game of life, same. If you don't know where the ball need to go, how can you play the game right? And then you yourself will feel awkward. What did I do? Another area of discernment is to discern that we are not this, that we are this. And not only we, another thing to discern is everyone else is also not this, their soul. And most of the time we go about our daily business ignoring the real person, the real being. We forget that we are immortal, timeless, godlike, living lights. And we get sucked into the human personality and the part that we act out. And then we think that is all and that is me. That is the other, that is them. No, behind there is a pure, divine brother, invisible, imperishable. To have that discernment power clear cut then you can play the highest game. And discerning that another one is, who is the supreme soul? Because there are also all kinds of limited ideas that God is a human being, or God is found in nature, or God is found somewhere in the physical. The supreme soul is a soul also, but who is ever wise, ever loving, ever pure, never gets trapped into limited consciousness. And to choose and discern again, to reconnect and reestablish again that relationship. And to give that priority, that is discernment power. Okay? Time is almost there. So shall we close with some minutes of meditation? And before we close, this weekend there is a meditation course in person at the center. So all are invited. 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. I'm not sure what time it is. 11, yeah, 11 to 12:30. In person at the center. You're all most welcome. So let's take a few moments and use that power to discern consciously, to choose what thought to allow in the mind and what thought not to allow. And one area of thoughts that is forever useful is to reinforce the awareness of the self as a timeless, imperishable, free being of light, an invisible experiencer, one who is a guest in this body, a guest on this planet. And just try and grasp that mindset of an invisible guest. And if other thoughts pop up in the mind, wherever they may come from, use your discernment to choose whether to let this thought multiply in the mind or whether to let it pass and just fade out. And stay with this image in the mind of this tiny star, the living light. You're free, innocent, timeless, conscious light. Thank you. Om Shanti.